Hi guys, welcome to another RuneScape video. Before we jump into the guide, a like, a comment, and a subscription are all appreciated. So for many people, including myself, one of the first early account goals was to get 85 dungeoneering, to unlock frost dragons for that consistent 4 mil an hour money making. Although it's still worth it to level up your dungeoneering, nowadays there are a lot of methods that can get you similar rates of GP an hour with much lower requirements. This means you can start farming that sweet GP a lot earlier on than you used to be able to. This video will show you how to get a consistent 3 to 4 mil an hour at very low requirements at Warped Tortoises. So firstly, the requirements are the completion of the Path of Gulfree quest, level 56 Slayer, and a Crystal Chime, which is obtained during the quest. Additionally, I'd recommend bringing tier 70 plus ranged or magic gear, a Trinwind Quiver 2 for the direct teleport there, a gem bag for the odd gem drop, and a spring cleaner to clean up the salvage drops. For the gear, I used full Armadillo with the Zerite bow, however full subjugation with the Staff of Light are pretty much the same. Now one of the hardest parts of Warped Tortoises is actually getting there. So on screen I'm showing you several ways to get there. However, if you have access to the Spirit Tree, number 9, you can teleport there from the Spirit Tree system. Or if you have the Trinwind Quiver 2, you can just get there directly by teleporting to the Poison Waste dungeon. If for whatever reason you don't have access to these two things, you require a crossbow and a mithril grappling hook to traverse the gap. Now onto the loot and testing. I did about 5 hours of these, about 2,800 kills, to get a decently accurate rate for you guys. And as you can see, it comes to quite a bit of money for a low level account. The one thing I would say is probably mandatory with this loot is to make sure you slow sell your tortoise shells to maximize your profit. Sometimes the tortoise shells can fluctuate a lot in GE value for a short period of time, but they'll generally come up back to the mid value. For those curious on how many perfect shells you would expect, I got 85. However, I would recommend you leave these on the ground and don't pick them up because in terms of XP and GP, they give you very little reward and they aren't worth picking up because they can't be noted. So to break down the 5 hours, we got 2,800 kills at a rate of 560 kills an hour, making this about 19 mil and then a profit of 3.8 mil an hour. If you do use the player-owned Slayer dungeon, your kills can be faster. Now lastly, before I end the video, I want to address having these in a personal-owned Slayer dungeon. Although they may seem appealing because the limiting factor for your GP an hour when you're killing these in the Poison Waste dungeon is the number of spawns, the issue with having them in a personal-owned Slayer dungeon is that they require a mid-level dungeon size, and thus you can't AoE them effectively, and it doesn't speed up your kills per hour that much. So the profit is very similar, and honestly, since they aren't affected by aggro potions or aggro scrimshaws and are un-AFKable, there's a lot better things you could use those slots for if you want consistent, decent money an hour. Thanks again for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Once again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for a loot video coming soon.